Let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a decision that actually scared you? Not a small decision. Not what to eat for dinner. Not what to watch on Netflix. A real decision. A decision that committed you to something. A decision that closed doors behind you. If you cannot remember, you are suffering from something more dangerous than you realize. You're suffering from indecision. And indecision is quietly destroying your life. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying the most successful people in history. He interviewed over 500 millionaires. He analyzed the habits, the mindsets, the philosophies of the wealthiest and most accomplished people of his era. And he discovered something that most people never realize. Successful people decide quickly. They decide quickly and they change their minds slowly. Unsuccessful people decide slowly and they change their minds quickly. This is not a coincidence. This is not a personality quirk. This is a fundamental principle of human achievement. The ability to decide is the ability to move. The ability to commit is the ability to create momentum. And the inability to decide is the inability to live. You think indecision is harmless. You think it is just being careful, just being thoughtful, just waiting for more information. But indecision is not neutral. Indecision is a force, and it is a destructive force. Every moment you spend undecided is a moment you're not moving. Every day you wait is a day your competition gains on you. Every opportunity you let pass because you could not decide is an opportunity someone else seized. Indecision is the silent killer of potential. It is the thief of time. It is the enemy of momentum, and it is destroying you while you do nothing. Part 1. What indecision really is. Most people think indecision is just being uncertain, a little hesitant, a little cautious. But indecision is far more dangerous than that. Indecision is the refusal to choose. And when you refuse to choose, something else chooses for you. Napoleon Hill called indecisiveness one of the major causes of failure. He said that the person who cannot decide is like a ship without a rudder. The winds and currents will take it wherever they want. But here is what most people miss. When you refuse to choose a direction, you're not staying still. You're being moved. The algorithm decides for you. Other people decide for you. Circumstances decide for you. You are not neutral. You're being controlled. This is the hidden cost of indecision. You think you are keeping your options open. You are not. You are letting your options be taken from you. Every day you wait to choose a career, someone else is building theirs. Every day you wait to start that business, someone else is launching theirs. Every day you wait to commit to that relationship, someone else is building a life with the person you love. Indecision is not a pause. Indecision is a choice. It is the choice to let others decide for you. And that choice is costing you everything. Part 2. How indecision traps you. Indecision creates a trap. And once you are in the trap, it becomes harder and harder to escape. The trap works like this. Every time you face a decision, you feel a little anxiety. You want to make the right choice. So you wait. You gather more information. You analyze more options. You seek more opinions. And the longer you wait, the more anxiety builds. Because now you have invested time in waiting. Now you have more information to analyze. Now you have more opinions to consider. The decision becomes heavier, more intimidating, more paralyzing, and so you wait longer. And the trap tightens. This is called analysis paralysis. It is the state of being so overwhelmed by options that you cannot choose any of them. And it is a modern epidemic. We have infinite information, infinite options, infinite possibilities, and infinite paralysis. But here is what the indecisive person never understands. You do not need the perfect decision. You need a decision, any decision, because a decision creates movement, and movement creates information, and information allows you to adjust course. Napoleon Hill understood this. He said that a definite decision, even if it is wrong, is better than no decision at all, because a wrong decision can be corrected, but a decision that is never made is a life that is never lived. Part 3. The neuroscience of decision. Let me take you into the neuroscience of why indecision is so destructive. When you face a decision, your brain activates the prefrontal cortex. This is the executive center of your brain, the part that plans, decides, controls impulses. When you make a decision, you strengthen the connections in your prefrontal cortex. You build neural pathways of decisiveness. When you avoid a decision, you're actually strengthening the pathways of avoidance. Your brain learns that indecision is safe, that waiting is safe, that not choosing is safe. And over time, this becomes your default pattern. You become a person who cannot decide, not because you lack intelligence, because you have trained your brain to avoid decisions. This is why indecision gets worse over time. The more you avoid deciding, the harder it becomes to decide. The pathways of decisiveness weaken. The pathways of avoidance strengthen. You become trapped in your own neural architecture. But here's the good news. You can reverse this. Every time you make a decision, you strengthen the pathways of decisiveness. Every time you choose, you weaken the pathways of avoidance. You can rewire your brain. You can become decisive. But you have to start. You have to make the first decision. And then the next. And then the next. Part 4. How indecision kills opportunity. Opportunity does not wait for the indecisive. Opportunity moves. And it moves fast. Napoleon Hill said that opportunity comes to those who are ready for it. But here's what he meant. Opportunity comes to those who have decided what they want. Because when you have decided what you want, your brain starts looking for it. Your reticular activating system starts filtering for it. You begin to see opportunities that were always there, but that you could not see before. The indecisive person sees nothing because they have not told their brain what to look for. They're scanning for everything and finding nothing. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity to appear. But the perfect opportunity never appears to the indecisive because the perfect opportunity is not something you find. It is something you create through decision. When you decide, you create a vector. You create a direction. And in that direction, opportunities emerge. Not because the universe is helping you, because you're finally looking where the opportunities are. This is why successful people seem lucky. They're not lucky. They have decided, and decision makes its own luck. Part 5. The cost of indecision. What is indecision costing you? It is costing you time. Every day you spend undecided is a day you could have spent moving, a day you could have spent learning, a day you could have spent building. Gone. Forever. It is costing you momentum. Momentum is the most powerful force in achievement. Once you start moving, things get easier. Opportunities appear. People show up. Synergies emerge. But you cannot build momentum without decision. Decision is the spark that starts the engine. Without it, you're stalled. It is costing you confidence. Every time you avoid a decision, you send a message to yourself. I am not capable of deciding. I am not strong enough to commit. I am not trustworthy enough to choose. Over time, this erodes your self-confidence. You begin to see yourself as weak, as incapable, as someone who cannot be trusted with their own life. It is costing you respect. People respect those who decide. They may not agree with your decision, but they respect that you made one. The indecisive person is dismissed. They are seen as weak, as unreliable, as someone who cannot be counted on. You're losing respect from others and from yourself. It is costing you your future. Where will you be in 5 years if you keep avoiding decisions? Exactly where you are now. Maybe a little older. Maybe a little more regretful. But not closer to anything that matters. Because you cannot arrive at a destination you never chose. Part 6. How to become decisive. Becoming decisive is not complicated, but it requires courage. It requires practice, and it requires that you accept something uncomfortable. You will make mistakes. Step 1. Make small decisions fast. Start small. Today, make every small decision fast. What to eat, what to wear, what to do first. Do not deliberate. Do not analyze. Just choose. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Max. This is training. You are training your brain that decision is safe. That choice is freedom. That speed does not equal recklessness. Every small decision you make fast strengthens the pathways of decisiveness. Step 2. Limit your options. Indecision thrives on infinite options. When you have too many choices, you cannot choose any of them. So limit your options. Give yourself 3 choices, 2 choices, 1 choice. Reduce the complexity. This is why successful people create rules for themselves. They eat the same breakfast. They wear the same clothes. They have systems that eliminate small decisions because they know that small decisions drain the energy needed for big decisions. Step 3. Set a deadline. Indecision loves infinite time. When you have forever to decide, you will take forever. So set a deadline. Give yourself 1 day, 1 hour, 10 minutes. A deadline forces a decision. And a decision, even an imperfect one, is better than no decision. Napoleon Hill said that the person who can make a decision quickly and stick to it has power. The person who cannot is weak. Set a deadline and force yourself to choose. Step 4. Accept imperfection. This is the hardest step. You must accept that you will make mistakes. You will choose wrong sometimes. This is not failure. This is data. Every wrong decision teaches you something. Every mistake makes you smarter. But only if you make the decision. Only if you take the action. Only if you move. The indecisive person waits for the perfect decision that never comes. The decisive person makes the best decision they can with the information they have, and then adjusts. And adjusts again and again. This is how progress happens. Not through perfect decisions. Through imperfect decisions that are corrected. Step 5. Burn the boats. When you make a big decision, burn the boats. Burn the bridges. Burn the escape routes. Make it so that you cannot go back. When you have no way back, you move forward. This is what Hernán Cortés did when he landed in Mexico. He burned his ships. His men had no choice but to conquer. They had no retreat, and they succeeded. You need to burn your own boats. Delete the apps. Tell people your decision. Make a public commitment. Create stakes. When going back is not an option, you will move forward. Part 7. The promise. What happens when you become decisive? You will have momentum. No more stalling. No more waiting. Every day you will move. And momentum creates results. You will have confidence. Every decision you make proves to yourself that you can decide, that you can be trusted with your own life, that you are capable. Confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you build, one decision at a time. You will have respect. People will see that you are someone who chooses, who commits, who moves. They will trust you. They will follow you. They will want to work with you. You will have a life, not a life of waiting, not a life of wondering, a life of movement, a life of direction, a life of purpose. Napoleon Hill said that the person who can make a decision quickly and stick to it will achieve whatever they want. Not because they are lucky, because decision creates movement. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates results. And results create success. Part 8. The invitation. You have been indecisive long enough. You have waited long enough. You have analyzed long enough. You have been paralyzed long enough. It is time to decide. Not tomorrow. Not when you have more information. Not when you feel ready. Now. Make one decision right now. One small decision. What are you going to do in the next 5 minutes? Decide. Do it. That is the first step. Then tomorrow, make another decision. And another. And another. Build the muscle of decisiveness. Train your brain to choose. Train your brain to move. Train your brain to commit. Napoleon Hill said that indecision is one of the major causes of failure. But decision is the cause of success. The choice is yours. You can keep waiting. You can keep analyzing. You can keep being paralyzed. Or you can decide and move and live. The indecision ends today. I will see you on the other side.